مرحبا، يعطيكم العافية.
الله يعافيك. كيف الحال مستر أسامة؟
كيف صحة؟ بعتذر على تغيير الكمبيوترات، صار عندي هيك خضة صغيرة.
لا أبدا، ما فيش مشكلة، يعني جزاك الله خير.
كيف الصحة؟
الحمد لله تمام بخير.
إن شاء الله. يعني اليوم عطلة، ما تواخذونا عم
لا أبدا، ده جزاك الله خير، يعني حضرتك اللي تعبت معانا، يعني إن إحنا تبقى معانا في يوم عطلة.
أوكي. بتفضلوا بلش يعني شوي الابروتش تبع بنحكي عربي صح ولا في
مفيش مش
نعم.
في حد معانا يا جماعة؟ مش مرة في حد معانا مش هيفهم عربي، يتكلم إنجليش.
Excuse me, could it be in English, please?
أوكي.
Yes,
English,
yes,
English.
of course, no problem. Okay, so I have to share my screen first. Do you want me to record the session?
Of course, yes.
Yes. All right. So please tell me if you can see my shared screen.
Now we can, yes.
All right, great. So here we are talking about how to implement our curriculum for KG. Just a question. Are students have the KG book of 01 or it's only for the teachers?
For the kids also.
For the kids.
Students also have the book.
Okay, okay. So first of all, as you can see that the implementation of the Canadian program JCompris is implemented in the book. So and I believe that you downloaded this program and you saw that it is fully of exercises to practice the different kind of activities on the computer. So I believe it is a must, and it's for the advantage of the school to share this program, since it's a free program, with the parents of the KGs. You can send them the link to download in a meeting. I don't know, but be aware that this program can run only on Windows application. Maybe I think it's always available on tablet, but not on Mac, and it's not available online for the time being. So as a first step, it's very important to share what I said right now, the JCompris program, because it is really important for students at home to practice some activities, some exercises in parallel to what you are doing in class. This is the first idea that I have to share with you regarding the KGs. Second, I want to believe as teachers that what you are doing in KG, in ICT, it's not just like we are going to the computer room, just playing on the program Paint or on JCompris, or a little bit by the end of the year on Scratch Junior, or drawing cartoons and so on. Do believe that what you are doing, especially in activities related to algorithm and coding, that you are preparing your students for higher grades, I mean for grade 1, 2, 3 and up, to understand easily the concept of algorithm and coding. And I am sure that next year, all the kids that are in KG now, KG3, and that they are moving to grade 1, you will feel something different from what you have in grade now this year, because they will be moving from KG till grade 1 with lots of skills in algorithm, critical thinking, and coding especially. So if we go through the book, we can see that you have like 6 sections or 6 chapters that are discovering my computer, cartoon drawing using the keyboard, drawing with paint, and coding with algorithm, and then coding with Scratch Junior. So here I have to focus also on a very important point, that what I'm saying right now could not be applicable 100% for kids in KG or grade 1 or grade 2, since they are too young for those skills. That's why we set standards, and here your responsibility and your task for you as teachers is like to move up and down with the students regarding the comprehension, or let's say you are the one that you will be feeling with the students, not me as a teacher or as an author from outside, but you are the maestro, let's say, or the maestra in the classroom. And if, for example, for a reason, there is a lesson where you feel students that it's a bit difficult for them to manipulate, so I invite you to modify a little bit, to make it lighter, to make it simple, to remove, let's say, a specific exercise from the lesson in order to do it. And don't be in a hurry. I mean, don't be like, I have to finish the program for the KGs. It's not the issue, or it's not the target to finish the book by the end of the year. The target is that we will find students in KG where in front of an exercise where critical thinking, algorithm, and coding are demanded. So you will find that those students are ready, are able to do such exercises in an easy way. And you will feel the progress week after week with those kids from now till the end of the year. So if we go through mainly, let's say, the main chapters without entering in the details, in the first program or in the first chapter, which is discovering my computer, you will find, I believe that you have the book, you have the platform, you saw lots of content, but you will see that it's a kind of introduction in order to get students familiar with the computer, its components, and it's linked directly with activities on the keyboard and on the mouse using the jCompris program with simple solving problem in algorithm. The second chapter, which is a really very important chapter for us, since our curriculum is integrated with STEAM activities, so we believe that students should master the knowledge of from basic shapes, from geometrical shapes, how to draw, let's say, any kind of objects that they can find around them. So you will see that we are doing activities to connect dots, to draw robots, to draw letters, to draw flowers, and so on as activities. For the third chapter, we move to the keyboard, and here we believe that students should start manipulating the keyboard and understand where keys are located in a simple activities. By playing on jCompris, they will find the letters slowly. And of course, chapter 4, we will go through the drawing with paint, which is a normal and classical chapter. But here, the difference is that they will find a link between chapter 2 and chapter 4. It's very important just to link those two chapters and to remind students by drawing them on the board, by showing them an exercise made previously in chapter 2, in order to do it on Paint later on during the year. And of course, the last two chapters, as I said, coding with algorithm and coding with Scratch Junior. Here, you have to focus too much on those two chapters. And my advice for you, if you can, depends from the attitude in the classroom. If you can start with chapter 5 in a non-official way, I mean, you will open an activity in jCompris in order to build a puzzle or to create a mosaic or to build a, let's say, a mirror shape. Do it in few weeks. Do not wait till the end of the year, because you will have the chance to do and to repeat those activities. And you will see that if you have students that are weak a little bit in algorithm concept, so you will have the chance and the time to make a recovery plan for those kids, not to wait till the end of the year, and maybe it will be a little bit wait for you and for the students to recover. And of course, the Scratch Junior program is an amazing program that you have to focus on it, because it's the introduction for the Scratch program later on, and for the robotics chapter later on, and for the microbit and for other skills, since it focuses on the coding blocks. So once students will have this concept from the KG, they will get used to create programs step by step by using those blocks. Maybe you can discover that. Just 1 second, please. You can discover that I have to display the 2 pages. Just 1 second. 2 pages. Okay, great. Okay. So just give me a sign if you can see the 2 pages. Okay, great.
We can see them.
All right, great, excellent. So you will see that this book that students have in hand is a like a workbook where almost you have plenty of activities in each lesson. And as a reminder, I can tell you that each 2 double pages is plus minus 1 lesson. Maybe you will tell me that maybe sometimes you don't have the time to finish a lesson. It's not a problem. Slowly, you will get used to the book. Students will get used to the book, and you will find a way sometimes to skip an exercise, sometimes to get back to a specific exercise later on. So it's not an issue to follow the rules that every session I have as a teacher to finish or to terminate 2 pages which are 1 lesson. It's not an issue. As I told you before, the most important thing is that you have to make sure that students are understanding the what you are doing. So as you can see in the first lesson, I believe that you did it. Maybe I will skip it for the next lessons. That everything is visual, everything is illustrated. And at the same time, you will see that from the first lesson, I believe, and I'll hear from you later on your opinions or your problems regarding this, what you are doing, that almost in every session, there is a link to the JCompris software at the beginning of the year. So here, I believe that students should be in the computer room in order to practice those activities on the computer. And if most of the parents will download this application, believe me, you will find students ready more for this exercise or those exercises or this software in order to practice. And at the same time, you can see, for example, here in lesson 2 at the first page, that there is an algorithm where you have to make the dog move to the food. So students here are asked to draw arrows in order to make the dog reach the food. Here, maybe this activity, it will be a little bit difficult at the beginning of the year. That's why what I advise you is to ask students to move to the board and to draw a big, let's say, table or grid, as you can see here, as simple, and you'll ask them to draw those algorithm on the board, and then you will be moving to start the activity on the JCompris software. So every time you have to split the lesson between something that it is new for them, you have to explain, and then to practice on the on JCompris. I don't know if students are taking the workbook with them at home, but it's really important to take it from time to time to see or to make parents see what you are doing in the ICT. And believe me, you will find that there is many of those parents are aware of the new technology or the computer science or the coding, and they will appreciate what you are doing with their kids at school. So here you can see that all the activities related to JCompris, I believe that it's not a big issue, but I can hear from you if you have any comment. And then after, I will continue by exploring a little bit the letters on the keyboard by taking or by selecting the baby keyboard activity on page 15. Lesson 7, they will start by recognizing the numbers by playing on the dice. And please do not make a special effort in order to read too much in the classroom, the instructions, since I believe that KG's students are more focused on activities on the computer or by working on the workbook. So try to minimize the theoretical part, just do the necessary, and consider that this workbook is a link between the school, you, and the parents, by informing them what you are doing, and by asking students to practice on the workbook or on the JCompris software some activities. When we move to the second chapter, which is the drawing, maybe, and I'm hearing from lots of teachers, why do I have to make this chapter? There is nothing in relation with the ICT. Believe me, if you have the drawing subject at your school, you can ask the the teacher of drawing, يعني مدرس الرسم, and he will tell you, I believe, that he is focusing on other kind of drawing. That's why what you are doing here is not really related to the cartoon, the drawings that is made with the other subject, the drawing subject. Here you are developing skills in structuring or in drawing geometrical shapes, and this will help too much kids in understanding what they are doing later on in coding. As you can see here, by connecting the dots, they will draw a robot. So it's a win-win situation. Students will remember the sequence of a mathematical numbers, and then they will draw a robot. Always on the grid, on the page that you can see, lesson 1, the right page or the left page now, you can see that there is a grid, and students are asked to draw letters or to draw numbers or to draw any shape, and this will help creativity. And as you can see, we are helping students in drawing shapes like the completing the other half of a specific drawing flowers, drawing rocket to the moon, robots, cat. So all those activities, maybe at the beginning of the year, you will find that this is new for you and even for the students. But once you start with the kids, you will feel like confident. And this is what other teachers are telling us, that they are more and more used to the to this kind of application or skills. Here, for example, by using lines and shapes, I'm drawing a truck, I'm drawing an ice cream, I'm drawing an animal. So they will start thinking how I can start from drawing a simple triangle, let's say, I can draw a complete ice cream, or by drawing a rectangle, I can draw a track. So you are enhancing the logic of your students by grouping or by merging geometrical shapes in order to create a cartoon drawing. And believe me that you will be surprised with the students, because you think that maybe they will not be creative enough, but once you will finish or you will proceed with this exercise, you can see that you will be surprised somehow. Here we are completing the exercises by giving them ideas about practicing. Maybe you will tell me that for this section, there is no activity on the computer. You are right. But if you feel that your students are ready to start using the paint program and to start drawing once they master the use of the mouse, so you can make this split. And it's very important by, let's say, doing a lesson here, next week moving to paint, try to practice what they draw here on paint. So it will be fun. It will be by moving from a skill or from a chapter to another, you will see how they are motivated. I move to the using the keyboard. So here it's a normal activity where students are asked to recognize the keyboard in order to practice more and more and quickly typing on the computer. We believe that in KG, it will not be very easy, but it will be a start for the higher grades. And as you can see, here we are like, I believe in February or in March, maybe in this chapter. So you can see that the algorithm is, the algorithm here, it's like more complicated than the beginning of the year, since there is, let's say, instructions that the dog will follow, and the students must point or must recognize where is the target. It's the tree, it's the sun, it's the bicycle, and so on. So here it is like more motivation and more activities, and this exercise is repeated in each lesson, since we believe that students has to repeat and repeat the activity. Of course, we have like activities based on counting, the math skills, and also it will help a lot for this. And of course, we reach the point where students in J-Compris are asked to follow steps in order to make the penguin reach the target. So here also, it's really an amazing activity that students must have and must practice in order to get this orientation in the space by the knowing the left, the right, the up, the down, and this will help a lot in the coming chapter, which is the algorithm and coding and Scratch Junior. You see that we continue in the book. We reach the paint, and here I believe that the paint is something for you normal, nothing new to explain in, but there is some interactivity on the book. So you can see on page 50 that we are asking students to draw square, to draw circle, to draw a curved line. So, and then they will practice it on the computer. So here we have different kind of activities to draw a boat or a dog face or a sun or an ice cream. So you will see that the activities are self-guided. So once the student is used to the book, you will see that for you, it's a simple task to manage and to follow those activities. And by showing them on page 62 that with a circle, I can draw any kind of shape by modifying the curves. Like here, I can draw a face, I can draw a sun, I can draw animals, I can draw any kind of of objects. So it will be really amazing for them to enhance this creativity. As you can see here in this chapter, we focus only on algorithm and on activities related to critical thinking by, let's say, completing the path or the shape or the algorithm in order to place shapes on the right place, to draw activities to create the mirrored shapes. So or the puzzle game. So all those activities, I believe that they will be really simple for them. And by the end of the year, you will see that your students will be really ready for starting the Scratch Junior, which is a simple program where you have to focus on two things. That you have a sprite, which is the object that you are going to control by making the sprite move, talk, draw shapes, and any other activity, and the background to create or to make projects really attractive. And we'll start by concentrating or focusing on or to make sure that students can move on a grid by knowing the address of each square, the X and the Y. So you will start by those simple activities in order to see if students are really ready to make the sprite move 5 blocks up or 6 blocks down or 7 block and so on. And in lesson 3, you will see that we start on changing the background, and here you will see the excitement of the students by creating really simple missions just to make the sprite, let's say, move or talk. And as you can see in Scratch Junior, the blocks are visual and are not like Scratch blocks with text. So it will be funny for them. They can change the sprite, they can change the animal in order to make projects customized. So I believe that the main focus on and the main mission for you is to be, as teachers, this maestro or this maestra at the classroom, and to feel your students when they are getting those skills, or when it's a little bit difficult for them, in order to slow down or to move forward. And this mixture of what we say skills, by combining, let's say, cartoon drawing and paint, or Scratch Junior and coding, will help a lot. I give like 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know if you have any questions, and hope that this hour or this Zoom link will help a lot to make understand what was missing. I'd like to hear from you, really, in Arabic, in English, what you are, because we are a good listener, and in case we see that we have to perform more and to enhance or to change something, believe me, we did it many times and we are ready to do it.
معلش حضرتك أنا عندي سؤال.
اتفضل.
يعني أنا أول مرة أصلا أدرس، يعني أنا مش هكذب على حضرتك، أنا أول مرة أدرس، وأنا هقول لحضرتك المستوى الكلاس عندي عامل إزاي وعلى أساسها حضرتك تنصحني. أولا هم لسه شايفين إن المدرسة دي هو ناكل، نلعب، نشغل الأغاني التعليمية اللي هي فيها songs and dancing ومش عارف إيه والكلام ده كله، وإن أنا أخدهم الكمبيوتر لاب وأقعدهم أصلا هي دي اللي بواجه مشكلة فيها عشان أشرح لهم كل ده. هم لسه شايفين كل ده احنا بنلعب، احنا بنهزر، احنا مش عارف ايه، وانا عندي التكنولوجي حصة واحدة في الأسبوع وهي يوم الأحد. ومش هكذب على حضرتك أنا كنتش بلاقي حرفيا وقت إن أنا أخدهم الكمبيوتر لاب وأقعدهم وأشرح لهم وكده. فأنا مش هكذب على حضرتك أنا فايتني حاجات كتير، لأن احنا كنا بنديهم الحروف بالأمثلة وبدأنا في الديكتيشن ومش عارف ايه والكلام ده كله. حتى أنا الأسبوع ده ما عنديش تكنولوجي إلا يوم الأحد اللي هو النهاردة أجازة. فإن أنا أتعامل إزاي معاهم وافهمهم ان احنا لما بنروح الكمبيوتر لاب مفيش حاجه اسمها ان انا العب في الكمبيوترز، عشان دي مسؤوليه ان احنا نقعد ونسمع ونفهم. فدي بقى حضرتك تنصحني بايه؟
كم تلميذ عندك بالصف؟
انا عندي 17.
وكم كمبيوتر في عندك؟
لا والله حضرتك انا ما عدتهمش، بس هم حوالي ممكن يكونوا حوالي يعني from 10
23.
اوكي، يعني
أوكي.
يعني ممكن كل طالب اما طالبه يكونوا موجودين على 1 كمبيوتر، يا اما صحيح؟
هو ممكن
أوكي.
يكون على 1 كمبيوتر، بس هي الفكره في حضرتك
بهالحاله هيدي انا بنصحك وبنصح الجميع، اذا في هيدي الاتيتيود عند الاطفال، واللي هي اتيتيود طبيعيه، انه نروق بالنا شوي، ننزل الجي كومبري بروجرام، لانه هو معمول من educators بكندا و all over the world. واذا بنبدا بالsimple activities like by moving the mouse. اوكي، اشتغلتي حضرتك على سوفت وير جي كومبري؟
لا والله إن انا اصلا اول مره اسمع كل الحاجات دي من حضرتك دلوقتي.
في كومبري موجود في زيرو بوكس يا مستر وسام، والتيتشر درس كي جي 2 وكي جي 2 اوريدي كتاب تاني خالص غير زيرو. جي
اه
كومبري اوريدي انستيد على كل الاجهزه وبنشتغل عليه في كي جي 3.
اوكي، نحن عم نحكي هون عن الكي جي 2 هلا.
اه يا
ايوه
حضرتك.
يعني المشكله بالكي جي 2 يلي ما عندهم الزيرو 1.
كي جي 2 اوريدي عندهم كتاب تاني، ده اوريدي كتاب خاص بالمدرسه.
اوكي
فلو في مشكله خاصه بكتاب كي جي 2 يا جماعه ممكن تتواصلوا معانا بعد كده ان شاء الله.
تمام.
اوكي، وبس بنفس الوقت يعني الكي جي 2 اذا بيبدوا، يعني اذا مسز مروه ممكن كمان انه يستعملوا الجي كومبري سوفت وير نو؟
ممكن يستخدموا الجي كومبري بس مش دلوقتي، ممكن شويه. دلوقتي عندهم حاجات تانية اوفرول كده،
اوكي
كمبيوتر بارتس في
اوكي
الاول كده.
اوكي
ممكن
اوكي
شويه، ممكن في الترم الثاني نجرب موضوع ان احنا اوريدي الجي كومبري انستورد في كل الكمبيوترز، فممكن يستخدموها بشكل بسيط يعني.
اوكي جيد. فممكن يكون في اسئله ثانيه بموضوع الكي جي 3 بالحكينا، اذا في تساؤل، في question mark. في حد عنده سؤال؟
Mrs. Shazia, Mrs. Rania, you have any questions related to KG3?
Hello.
نعم.
Hello, yes.
Hello, Mr. I actually wanted to know about the dog reaching the bone. That activity is there, right? The exercise. Do we have any kind of resources online, or how do we teach them? I mean, teaching the arrows, I feel it's a bit difficult for the kids to understand. So it is in the initial pages, in chapter 1. So last week I just gave them the lesson because I took them to the lab. They did the activity on G-compress, and it was about the click of the click on the mouse. Yeah.
اوكي
But the arrows thing, they were blank. They didn't understand anything about it. So I just asked them to make the arrows. I told them the dog moves forward to you need to
look what
move
you
the
will do.
dog
Look what you
forward.
will do,
Is there any?
Mrs. Shazia. Look what you will do. You will move two kids from their place. You will put them in the middle of the let's say in the computer room, or I don't know the space you have. Okay, and then you
Okay.
will place them separate, like a specific distance, and you will tell them what I will do. I have to do in order to reach my friend. How many steps I have to do. You will place them in front of both in front of in front. So let's say kids will say I have to do 3 steps or 4 steps. So it's like a game before you start, let's say, by drawing the arrows, if they found that it is a bit difficult at the beginning of the year. So and then you will start by moving the body, turn left, turn right. So it will be like a game. They will play a game with using their body in order to move, and then you will show them on the big screen or on the board. You will draw like a simple table, and you will ask students to move on the board and to draw 1 arrow or 2 arrows to make it reach. I believe that those kind of activities will help a lot for assimilation. I don't know if you are with me with the idea.
Of course, what I did was I stood in the center, and then I showed them my right hand. I turned backward. I was facing them back, because if I move in the front, if I turn front, it will be opposite for them.
Yes, yes.
So I just turned, I showed my back and I showed my right hand to them, and I told if I have to move, I go. I was just sliding, it was like a game, so
It's a
that
game.
they're
Yes,
laughing and they're
yes,
enjoying.
Yes.
And I
yes.
told, this is my right hand. If we have to move, we have to make a right arrow. And then I just told them two concepts because, you know, it is too much for them.
Of course. Look,
Backward. Yeah.
I'm a teacher like you, but I teach like grade 7, 8, 9 till 12. And sometime I move
Okay.
to lower grades in order to make like a robotics activity or something. Believe me, it's 1,000 times more difficult for a teacher to explain for kids in KG 1, 2, 3, 4 to explain for grade 10, 11, 8, 9, and. So what you are doing, it's not a simple mission. You have to understand that. And if you fail the first time, or if you feel that students are not understanding, you have to get this ability to make a modification in the strategy, and all will be more or less like games, especially as you said, Mrs. Shazia, the right hand and the left hand, you have to turn your put your back in order not to have the opposite. So I believe that you have to keep it up in order to reach your goal with those small kids. And I am sure that you will be reaching. And maybe we can talk with Mr. Walid later on and the coordinators in order to make a few time later a specific Zoom training for the Scratch Junior. So because there it's coding and just coding.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. And I actually wanted a suggestion from you. We have 2 sessions for technology. So what do you feel if we have one session as lab, we can take them in one session to the lab and one session in the class so that we can teach them the positions, yani, forward, backward, because in the lab it becomes very difficult. The kids want to play
Why not?
on the computer, on
Why
G
not?
Corpus.
You will do the activities on the workbook, no?
Yes, yes. So both the days taking them to the lab, I don't think so. This will work because we need to teach them the theoretical part as well. Because the arrows, the coding, it's basically the arrows. If they don't know this, I don't think so they'll be able to do it. Because for my son, even he has done coding, so I have a bit knowledge about this.
Okay.
So I made a game for him on a paper. What I feel is, you know, if we have any kind of worksheets, small worksheets, like, you know, like how it's in the book, if we have more worksheets like this for the position of for teaching the position of the games, we can give them home. Yani, they can do it as a homework.
We are
So can
preparing.
we get these kind of resources?
We are preparing extra activities to put them as PDF on the platform. You can download, you can
That's great.
print and give for kids, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Any other
السلام عليكم
وعليكم
مستر
السلام
وسام.
Miss فاطمة.
أنا عندي سؤال بالنسبة للأنسرز بتاعت الكتب.
نعم.
نحن وصلنا تقريبا chapter 1 بس من
اوكي.
من الأجوبة.
أوكي.
محتاجين الأجوبة الثانية لأنه نحن كتيتشرز قاعد نستخدم the same PowerPoint، فبنحاول نحن نوحد الإجابات مع بعض. نحن قاعد نحاول نفتش في النت او من خلال نحن بنعمل براكتيكال للبروجرام والكودينج، بنعرف الاجوبه. بس حابين يكون الجواب هو موحد لنا كلنا، فيا ريت بس تستعجلوا لنا بس في السوفت وير في الانسرز بتاعت الكويشن.
وحياتك عم نشتغل يعني ليل نهار بهذا الموضوع. احنا بعد ميسينج بهيدي النقطه، بس عم نشتغل عليها Hopefully next week we will move in more chapters, and as you can see, they are directly loaded on the platform. It's a priority for us. لأنه السنة كانت استثنائية بمعنى إنه we updated like 13 to 13 books, so it was an impossible mission, but كتر خير الله we did it. Lesson plans are there. Answer key we started. The quiz generator we start feeding the system. So like 1 week, 10 days, hopefully all will be done.
إن شاء الله. شكرا لك.
Any other questions? Any other questions? Hopefully it was clear.